Hey, it's Dustin from Parts Doctor. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace the float switch that goes inside the drip tray of this Whirlpool dishwasher. These instructions also apply to models made by Maytag, KitchenAid, Kenmore, and Jenn Air. It's super simple. I'll show you step by step, so let's jump right in. The float switch sits inside the drip tray at the base of the dishwasher and monitors for leaks or overfilling. When water collects in the drip tray and causes the float to rise, the switch tells the dishwasher to shut down, hopefully keeping water off your floors. Over time, the float switch can fail electrically or get stuck. That means it might not detect water when there's a real leak, or it might trigger a shutdown when there's no leak at all. If the float switch fails, you may notice the dishwasher shutting off unexpectedly mid-cycle or failing to shut down when a leak is present. You may also see an F8E4 error on the control panel, which indicates an overflow or switch error. If your drip tray is empty and you're still seeing an F8E4 error, the switch itself could be faulty. We'll show you how to test it later in this video. If the drip tray is full of water and the machine stops, the float is likely doing its job. Empty the tray and press the cancel button twice or cycle the power to reset the error. If the tray fills up again, it's important to find the source of the leak or overflowing before running the dishwasher any further. Replacing a faulty float switch restores proper overfill protection and keeps your dishwasher and floors dry. If you need to purchase a replacement float switch for your dishwasher, you can check out our website, partsdoctor.com. We offer fast shipping and only sell manufacturer-approved genuine replacement parts for all major appliance brands. Tools needed for this repair: a 5/16 nut driver or socket, and a multimeter if you want to test your float switch. This video features disconnecting an electrical connector, so please disconnect your appliance from its power source before beginning. For the sake of filming, our appliance has been removed and elevated. Removing the dishwasher is not necessary for this repair. To access the float switch, first remove the toe kick plate access panel. This process can vary on models, but for ours, a 5/16 hex head fastener is used to hold the plate in place. Pull the kick plate access panel and any insulation away and set it aside. While pulling the insulation out, be mindful of how and where any insulation was installed. With the kick plate and insulation now removed, locate the two release tabs on either end of the drip tray. Press them towards the center of the machine and slowly pull the drip tray forward. Do not remove the drip tray all the way, as it is still connected to the dishwasher via the float switch. Pull the drip tray out far enough to be able to access the wired connector on the float switch. Press the release tab and gently pull the connector out of the float switch. Here's a closer look at how the tab releases the connector for the float switch. There are two tabs that release the float switch from the drip tray. Press the two tabs towards the center of the switch until you can release it and lift the float switch away from the drip tray. Once the float switch is free, you can either discard it or test it. To test it, you will need a multimeter set to the continuity setting. Hold each end of the test lead of the multimeter to the two connections inside the connector on the float switch. This can be difficult to do with one hand, so you may find it easier to use two alligator clips. When the float switch is in the down, dry position, the switch should have continuity. While holding the test leads to the connector, press the float up. When the foam of the float moves up, it should break the circuit and lose continuity. If the foam on the float doesn't move up and down freely, or it doesn't lose continuity when the float is activated, the switch is most likely bad and should be replaced. When shopping for a replacement float switch, avoid cheap, low-quality aftermarket parts. For parts that perform better and last longer, choose OEM genuine parts like the ones that we sell at partsdoctor.com. We've included a link in the description below. Be sure to search with the full model number from the tag on your appliance to find the exact part. To install the float switch, place the switch into the drip tray and snap the switch into place. Be sure that the float switch is securely in place before reinstalling the drip tray. Reconnect the wired connector to the float switch and gently test that it is secured to the switch. Slide the drip tray back into place until both tabs snap into the frame of the dishwasher. Once the drip tray is in place, check to be sure that both black hoses from the corner funnels are pointed straight into the drip tray. Reinstall the sound insulation and toe kick access panel. Your dishwasher is now ready to use. Alright, that'll do it for today's video. As always, I'm Dustin with the Parts Doctor. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.